Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer, and today we're going to talk about what to do with those extra scrap balls that we have laying around. I showed you yesterday we have a bunch of scrap balls from thrift stores, and I have a whole basket over there of other scrap balls that I could integrate into this video, but for now we're just going to focus on what's on my desk, which is a big mess. Now, I did promise you in yesterday's video that I'm going to come on and I'm going to show you what we can do with those scrap balls, how we can put them to use. I do have a couple of examples. Number one, this is scrap cotton. Scrap cotton. You can put scrap cotton together in a washcloth or hand towel or all kinds of things, scrappy bags, okay? You can do this. This is called wiggly crochet. And to make something that looks like this, you create a grid, and on top of the grid, you do double crochets. And it creates this cool brain-like texture, okay? And you can do it starting in the round and going out. You can do it just on little pieces like I did here. Honestly, I don't remember making this. I know that I did because I made a bunch of wiggly crochet in like a week period. I don't remember specifically making this one, and I just happened to find it on the floor out there with the laundry. So I don't know where it came from. It must have like came out of one of the closets or something when we were cleaning and moving stuff, but it was just there on the floor next to the laundry basket. So what can you do with this? I like to set these on my desk and I put like a hot cup or something on it and use it like a big thick padded coaster. This could be used as a hot pad provided it's 100% cotton and not a polyester cotton blend or an acrylic cotton blend. I think this one right here is Premier Yarns, which means it has polyester in it, so this could not be used as a hot pad, but it still is kind of a cool thing to set stuff on your table, right? You could also use this as a really thick washcloth. It's just cool. You could also use wiggly crochet to make bags and like all kinds of fun stuff with. But this is made out of scrap balls of cotton. And I think it's very cool and very unique. Now, this is a very old rug. I don't remember how long this has been hanging around. This is technically a kitchen rug, but it's been in my bathroom. It sits in front of the toilet, but it is clean. And I've made several of these. This is another really good project. And if you have slippery floors, you can put hot glue on the back and it will make it a little bit non-slip. You can also buy rug liner and sew it on to the bottom of this so it's non-slip. So definitely do that because I don't want you slipping around. This just sits in front of my toilet and it's kind of fits snug in between the two walls, so it doesn't slide around a lot. So this is just made with scrap yarns. Just 100% just scraps. And these yarns from this rug were thrifted. So this is 100% thrift. I wish I knew what this yarn was because this is so pretty the way it speckles up the little spots like that. But yeah. Very easy. This is just double crochets. So you could make that out of your scrap balls. It smells so good. And like I said, that one has been washed and used for probably 6 years in my bathroom. And it still looks that good. So those are things you could do. Now, what we're going to focus on today is you can make those things. You can make anything scrappy. You can make scrappy blankets. You can make, like I said, hand towels, washcloths. You can make anything scrappy. You can make a scrappy hat, which I think are always my favorite type of hats because they're so unique and you're never going to find another one like that. And I am more of a one-of-a-kind girl than I want what everyone else is wearing type of girl. Now, everyone has one of these, right? There's a toilet paper tube, right? I have a machine to cake up and make beautiful cakes. I realize not everyone has those. So I went and got the toilet paper roll from the bathroom, right? We're going to use that because you can use this to make a cake of yarn just like you can a caking machine. It's not going to be as beautiful, but that's okay. All right, now what we want to do is sort our balls. All right, I think I'm going to bring you guys down to the table so you can see what I'm doing a little closer up, which means I need to move my notebooks and my phone and my books and my batteries and all the other fun stuff that's on my desk. But I dropped the toilet paper. We're gonna go down to the desk and I'm gonna show you how to make a scrap cake called a magic cake. All right, I think you guys are stable. I'll move some stuff out of the way. Put that back up there. Get rid of the plastic. All right, now what you want to do, because we have all these balls, right? What I want to do is I want it all to be kind of the same weight. So we want to get rid of the bulkies and put those somewhere else. Where's the end to this ball? This is what I get for putting the yarn away, because I knew. So get rid of the bulkies. I'm going to put them off to the side. I don't want this to be a bulky. And I'm going to get rid of the fun fur, because that's going to be for another project. Or anything that's extra, you know, unique. Like this. That's a bulky. Get rid of those. And we want to make sure we also, everything is kind of the same fiber content. So we don't want cotton in here. We don't want wool. We want to make sure this is sorted, so it's kind of, and if you can't tell if it's 100% acrylic or not, it's okay. But we kind of want it to all be the same type of yarn. And like I said in yesterday's video, some of this got really tangled up. And also what I want to do specifically is the yarn with a little bit of sparkle through it. The baby yarn, the vintage 80s, 70s baby yarn. I want to put that aside because we're going to carry that through all of these yarns. So I have a bunch of that. And I'm going to show you why I like doing it this way, because I really like the way this looks when you held it together with something else. I'm going to put that over there, just off camera. Alright. Another one. This one feels like cotton, so we're going to move that to the side. Still can't figure out where the end to this one is. There it is. Balling that up. Now, you need to decide what you want your yarn to look like. Do you want it to be, because for me personally, I like rainbow. I like lots of color. Do you want it to be all one shade? Do you want it to be like all purples? Do you want it to be highly variegated? Do you want to use all solid colors? Do you want to mix it? Do you want it to be all variegated yarns? Oh, that looks like a Woobles yarn. That's cool. We can't use it in this project because that actually is going to go with my Woobles tube yarn, which is over here. Because that will make a cute amigurumi. That dang tube keeps falling. Alright. See, and this is the bad part about, and everybody that has scrap balls knows that this is a product of having scrap balls. Okay? They always tangle together. This one's really thin. I think that's floss. So this might work as a carry-along, but that's not going to work for any other reason. So sort it out. You can sort it by color. You can sort it by variegated. You can sort it by all different things that you might want to think about when you're doing your balls. Just think about your balls when you're sorting them. Yes, that was punny. This one's really pretty. And a lot of these are really thin. It looks like they're mostly baby yarns, which is just fine. I always wonder why someone would keep something so small like that, because I would just throw this out. But we're going to use it today. No throwing anything out today. For me personally, I think I'm going to do solids and not variegateds. So I'm going to move the variegateds out. I'm going to move the solids in. And I'm not even going to play with whatever is going on in that ball. That is, I don't want to mess with that. Alright, and I kind of want to play with the bigger balls because I want bigger stripes. So, we have a lot of pinks and purples, and then the carry-along one is blue mostly. So, I think I'm actually going to take these ones out because these are more of a boucle. Let's take those out and then we'll carry these along maybe. Alright, now, and this one's sparkle and this one's sparkle, and these are variegated. We'll move those. So what we have left is mostly purple with a little bit of pink and red, and with the blue carry-along. Then we're going to get our toilet paper roll off the floor for the third time. Alright, this is how we're going to make a cake. Because I want to do the carry-along yarn with it, and this would be more ideal if I had my yarn ball thing, but we're going to untangle this. This is going to be our carry-along yarn. I think that's too variegated. And we're going to pick our first color, which I think is going to be this beautiful purple, right? There we go. I'm going to find the ends of both of these and hold them together. Okay. And if you want, you can cut a little slit here, which we might actually do. And then you put the end in the slit like this, right? And it will hold it. And then we're just going to wrap it to make a cake. Of course, because there's all these balls here, it's going to tangle. But, and if you want, you can twist the yarn. You don't have to, because when you crochet it up or knit it up, it's just going to twist itself together. And I'm just going to go until one or both of these balls run out. And you want to wrap it up and down the tube, not all the way down the tube. And actually, you could cut this tube in half and it would be just fine. You kind of want to keep it towards the center, like 2 inches maybe. And the reason we put that there is because that will give us a center pull. Move you this way. Oops. Move you this way a little bit because I'm over this side a little bit more. Just make sure you keep going up and down so you don't get a big ball in the middle like is what I'm creating. Now this will work fine if you have a ball caker, which I do. It would actually probably work a little bit better, a little bit easier for me, but I wanted to show this for those of you who don't have anything like that. You could still do this at home with very simple tools. Alright, now we reach the end of the purple. I want to do another shade of purple entirely. And you can tie this or join it any way you want. I like to do the thumb tie like this. You wrap it, so you hold the 2 ends together, you wrap the new yarn around your thumb twice, and then between the thumb and the 2 strands, and then you take the 2 strands and you tuck them in behind your thumb. Okay, and then you pull that tight. Then you have a knot. Okay, and then we're just going to continue wrap in, and this is going to give us a self-striping yarn. And the baby yarn is going to add a little bit of shimmer to your product. It looks really cool when it's done. And of course, if you don't want to do this, you could also just ball it up. You could just make a ball and it will work just fine. And you're just going to keep doing this, adding in new colors. And this actually looks really cool with, variegated yarns too, or automatically self-striping yarns. Oh, I ran out of the purple. Let's do pink. I'll move pink in. We're going to once again join in. And this pink is a little bit thicker, but it's okay. It will still work. Do that knot again. See, we had just one little blue ball, and it's already made us through 3 of the regular balls. And we're out of the pink. Let's move into darker pink. This color is really pretty. This is like a raspberry. A deep berry. Oh, are you dry rot? Yep. That's dry rot. That ain't gonna work. That's too bad. That is too bad. Let's see. We'll do navy blue then. And this makes really quick work of these little tiny balls. You just make a really big cake and you can work straight off the cake and you'll still get the same effect of the scrappy balls, the scrappy look of products, but it will be, you already did the pre-work of knotting everything together. Ooh, look at that, looks cool. I like that. Uh-oh, we're almost out of the blue. I think I'm just going to continue with the same shade of blue all the way through. It'll help tie all the other yarns together because it'll look like they belong together because it's all part of this light blue. And I have found so much of this baby style yarn at thrift stores over the years because this was what they made all baby stuff out of back in the day. And of course, like I said, you could always do this on a yarn winder and you'll get the same effect. It'll just be in a neater looking cake. Alright. And actually, I think when I'm done wrapping this on the toilet paper roll, I will recake it because this is fine for some. This is going to drive me nuts. I don't like the way it looks. It's driving me crazy a little bit. I just wanted to show this to some of you who don't have a caker, who don't ever want to buy a caker, who don't have a need for a caker. You can do this and you can still have a center pull yarn ball. Now if you go to store this, take the cardboard out because cardboard attracts all kinds of gross creatures. Bugs and mice love cardboard, so you don't want that attracted to your yarn. So take that cardboard tube out if you're going to store this. Oh, alright, we're out of the purple, or the blue. Let's do this one. This feels like Caron Simply Soft almost. Feels a little thicker though. There we go. See, and that's what it's kind of looking like. Whoop. What I'm doing when I do this is I'm kind of crossing some this way and then I'm coming back and going this way. Just holds the ball together a little bit better. and then rotating it. I hope some of you are putting your balls together like this with me on camera. That'd be kind of cool. We're just hanging out and balling up yarn together. And you can make these balls or these cakes as big as you want. And I noticed some of the craft reuse stores are actually starting to do this, where they're making their own magic cakes, and I am here for it. So if any of my friends that I've made at the craft reuse stores are making these, I will buy them. I think they're fun. Oh, we ran out of the purple. I kind of want to go back to navy blue. Or pink. Pink? Too pink. This one's soft. This one's also thick. So one of the things that is going to happen with this yarn is, because some of these are a little bit thicker than the other ones, what is going to happen is you'll have parts of your rug or your bag or whatever you make out of these scraps. Oops. Will be thicker. It'll go thick thin, but people pay good money for yarn that does that. So don't worry about if it's thick thin. Texture is everything. And when you're crocheting this up or knitting it up, I don't know about knitting, but when you're crocheting this up, every time it changes color, you could change what stitch you're using, and it will really just make it extra cute and extra fun. It's another thing you could do. For those of you with sensory issues and you can hear me rubbing against the cardboard, I do apologize. I hate that noise too. Alright. I'm going to see how big we can get this. And then, because it's giving me problems at this point, if I was just doing this and I was going to use it, I would cut it and start a new one, because it's starting to wrap under too much and it's irritating me. But you could always cut it and start a new ball at this point. But because I'm going to recake it on my my caking machine, what do you call that? Yarn winder? I am going to just keep going. I'm going to muscle through. I'm going to go until we're out of this blue. So add in the next blue. I know you guys can probably hear the TV, and this might be distracting. Everyone is home today. And I'm avoiding my responsibilities by playing with yarn with you guys instead of going and doing the jobs that I need to do today, but that's okay. You guys don't care, right? I made cabbage rolls for dinner last night. Oh, they were so good. And then I was wondering, what people make cabbage rolls? What kind of people? What cultures make cabbage rolls? I know the cabbage rolls originate from, I want to say Poland and Hungary. Or like that, it's that kind of style food. But I'm just wondering, like, do other cultures make cabbage rolls? Because I know that my husband's family has a recipe. His family is, well, some of his family is Mexican, some of it's not. They make something called albóndigas, which is, you can make albóndigas with all kinds of ingredients, but the way his family makes it is kind of similar to cabbage roll soup, but with like spices and like chilies and, you know, stuff like that. Like, so it's other stuff other than the typical cabbage rolls that I make. So I'm just wondering, do any of you make anything similar to cabbage rolls? And what culture are you that make that? I'm curious. I always like to know that kind of stuff. Because I know growing up, the people in my neighborhood did not make cabbage rolls. I don't even think they would eat cabbage rolls. I was wondering about that. I had to adapt my mom's cabbage roll recipe because she used, and I know cabbage rolls also can be cooked in different sauces and different flavor profiles. We used a tomato base growing up. My mom used Campbell's tomato soup for the red base for her cabbage rolls, and Campbell's cabbage. Oh God, slow down, Jen. My brain is going too fast. Campbell's tomato soup is not gluten-free, so I can't eat it. So I had to adapt the recipe. So what I do for the red sauce now is I use a big can of crushed tomatoes. I use 2 tomato chicken bouillon cubes from the Mexican aisle. And I use the cabbage water that I boil the cabbage in, and a little bit of chicken stock. And then I flavor it with salt, pepper, garlic, whatever else I decide to put in there. And that gives me the base that's gluten-free. And so I had to change that up for me and my daughter's sake. But it's just as good as my mom's, if not better. What's funny is my mom always told me I cooked like my grandma, and my grandma died when I was 1.5, so I have 0 memories of my grandma. Well, that's not true. I do have some memories of her. I have memories of the day of her funeral because there was a traumatic event that happened in my life that day, and I was 1.5, and I remember that day like it was yesterday, which is crazy because it was that traumatic. But my mom always said that I cooked just like my grandma did, and my food tastes more like my grandma's than hers did, which is crazy to me, but this is turning out to be a pretty cool looking ball. I think this would make a really cool bag. That's what I'm thinking, the bag. Maybe we'll do a follow-up next week and we'll turn this into something. I don't know if this will make a bag. It probably might only be enough to make a hat. This would still be a cool hat. Or a scarf. Alright, I'm just going all in one direction now because it's just more difficult. This little ball keeps trying to join the party. So I'm just going in one direction, just turning the thing as I go. Nope. I don't know why it zoomed in all the way like that. I actually am plowing through the batteries today. And I only have a little bit left. I'm trying to determine. This one feels... No, we're going to do pink. If I can. I'm plowing through the batteries like... I think this is my 4th battery today. Although... I made some pretty long videos, so I don't think I did that right. That's fine. Like, dang, my battery died in the middle of me talking. I was like, alright. Oh yeah, that pink looks good next to that purple. So, yeah, we can make our own self-striping cake, and that way, while we get crocheting, and I know you're thinking, why can't I just go as I go? You could. You could attach these as you go. You don't have to worry about making this big center pole ball. You could do that, and that would be just fine. But this way, when you get crocheting, for me anyway, I don't like stopping and tying stuff in or attaching new yarn. I just want to make a big giant cake, and I just want to go. Because when I get on a roll crocheting, I just get going. We're almost out of that blue. Alright, that's all she wrote. That's the end of that ball. So this is what our cake looks like. And of course, you can pull this out, right? And then you pull this out. Like I said, we don't want to store our yarn with a toilet paper roll in it. And then we have a center pull magic cake. Look at that, right? Now, of course, I'm going to go put this on my little machine. And look at, of all those balls we started with, this is what we have left. I mean, we have the ones we pulled aside, but out of the purples and the pink, that's all we have left. And we could mix this and start another magic cake. Or we could make a variegated magic cake next. I'm going to cake this up on my actual, why am I struggling to say that? The thing. The ball maker. The caker thing. Whatever that's called. My brain is like, we're not using words today, ma'am. No, ma'am. And look at, that's what we have left from all of those little bags we had. Because we put all of them into that. Alright. So, what do you guys think? What do you think? When you're crocheting this up, now this, I'm going to use my little barrette. Clip that down. And we just set that somewhere and center pull and start crocheting with it. And as we crochet it, let me grab a hook. I got 8 in front of me. As we crochet it, you'll see what that little blue strand does. It just adds a little something extra to the yarn. Really need to see my glasses, or I need to get my glasses. I used to have glasses in every room in the house, and they have slowly over time got misplaced. So see how when you crochet with this, it's kind of wrapping itself around and twisting itself. So you're going to get spots where the blue is really prevalent on this side of the fabric, and in other spots it'll be mostly the purple is on this side of the fabric. It's all a matter of the way that the yarn wraps itself. The only problem with this, when you have a carry along yarn, is you have to keep in mind, you have to keep your tension kind of tight, and you have to try to be mindful that you're grabbing both strands of yarn. And you don't have to bring a carry, you don't have to use a carry along yarn with this, but it does add a little something to this side. Actually looks better. And you can see, I know you guys can't see on camera, but that definitely is shimmery. And you can see the shimmer in the product. Let's try it. That was half double. Let's try double crochets. Now when you get crocheting along, it'll just keep changing colors, and you'll have a self-striping yarn that is a unique colorway that no one else will have. I got this idea from Jujus N Stitches. She made a cardigan, not a cardigan, it was the summer something. It was a poncho. And she made it with all her scrap white baby yarns. So like this stuff, but scraps. So from a distance, it just looked white. When you got up close, you could see it was shades of white and cream. And it was all this baby yarn with the sparkly bits on it. And so I, years ago, made a scrap ball of just white. And it was all my scrap whites, because I had a lot back then. And I made a big giant, and it was the prettiest thing ever. I think I put it in a mystery box. I think that's what I did. So that's what that looks like worked up. It's marled, it's cool, it's fun. And if we kept going, we will eventually reach another color. But it's cool, it's fun, and it's a unique cake of yarn that no one else is going to have. And you can make all kinds of fun projects with that. So that's something you can do with your scrap balls. This is another thing you can do with your scrap balls. You make wiggly crochet, and you can set your phone on it to charge. Or you can set your flashlight on it. You can put your cup on it. Or you could use it to hold your cakes. Or you could put your crochet hooks on it so it doesn't roll off the table, specifically if you have the fancy hooks that break. So these are fun to make. Or You can make a scrap rug or a scrap bag or a scrap blanket. Like make the cake first though, so you don't have to keep weaving in ends. So you just make a bunch of ties, and as you can see, like you can't see the ties. You can't see where I tied anything. There's a slight bump there, but it's a rug, so. And I don't know what this stuff is right here. It feels kind of grody, but. And see right here? Actually, I did that with this rug. This rug is created just like this. I held baby yarn with it. So there's baby yarn, baby yarn, baby yarn, and this is a green baby yarn. I hope you guys can see that. The baby yarn is in there, and it adds just a little bit of a shimmer. So this entire rug is held with a baby yarn. Yeah, look at that. So that's what you can do. And some of these yarns are variegated, and it still had the baby yarn held with it. Some of them are solid with a baby yarn held with it. So you make fun projects with these magic cakes. You can make a whole bunch of magic cakes. You know, a lot of fun. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go, but definitely pull out your balls and play with them. Make new and unique fun projects that yarn cakes no one else is going to have, and people are going to ask you, oh, where'd you get that yarn from? I made it. It's a scrap ball. It's the same idea with making your own, like when you hand spin your yarns, you hand spin them, you can create fun colorways that are unique that nobody else has. It's the same type of idea, except we're not doing all the hard work of spinning the wool. We're just putting the yarn together and making a fun new project. That almost looks Americana on my camera, and it is not even close, because that's purple, and that's purple, and that's pink. But on my camera it looks red, white, and blue, which I'm not mad at. But and with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next one. And if you make any of these, if you make any projects out of scraps, post them in the Facebook group, okay? See you in the next one, guys. Bye.